Yes, we can. Today's special class, we have the opportunity to go live from Manchester, England. The UK tour is here. Thank God we had the opportunity to lay some roots and potentially bring Rav Shalom Arush with the support of our wonderful UK community to Manchester and to London. I'm currently sitting in Manchester. It's Chanukah. This is the time of Nisim and miracles. Usually our weekly class is 3:30 Israel time from our Jerusalem studio. Today we're going live 2:30 in Manchester in a very special place. I'm in my good friend Malak David Cantor, one of his offices, a therapeutic center. Very pleased to be with him. And he was someone who I had the pleasure to learn in yeshiva with, and now he's a very special community role and leader in Manchester. So we give him thanks for hosting us. We will be seeing this in black in a few hours, arriving to do a few special Menorah lightings and events in Manchester, and then on to London, where we'll be doing a big concert. And then personally, I'm back to the Holy Land, where I'm looking forward to join you next week. I really pray that I'll be back in the studio Monday, normal time, to do a live feed for our Zos Chanukah, climax to Chanukah, and hopefully give up some energy to all of us and to Hashem Yisborach. A big thank you, Hashem, for giving us such a wonderful Chanukah already so far. So good. It's been already a lot of blessing. I had the pleasure to light with my family the first night, and the second night was my 20th anniversary. Mazel Tov to the Goldsmith family, 20 years married. We spoke about this in our Relationship Flow podcast. We'll put the links below. If it's a different podcast episode, you can always just go to the latest one, and that will be about now, the 20th anniversary. I think that's a big pat on the back for my wife and I. We made it this far in this time. Historically, marriage is a big success. I apologize for anyone who usually joins the live feed and is caught off guard by the change of schedule. I did post that I'll be on the road, and this is live on the road in Manchester, and it's an opportunity to connect. Thank God Rabbi Laser Brody was just here the previous week, one of our special rabbis that for many, many years worked with Rav Arush, and he apparently left a very good energy here. I was already by someone's home, being Menachem Oval, which is to visit a Shiva house, someone who lost a family member, and Rabbi Brody had already given a lot of inspiration to that family, and they were happy to tell us. Plus, our host is very excited to get a new copy of The Wonders of Gratitude from Rav Arush. I've been able to give out a few of the Sfarim, and also the campaign of loving all people. I have some pamphlets with me which I've been able to give out. I'm very excited the Manchester community gets to touch base with the light of Rav Shalom Arush, who once again we hope to bring, hopefully another month from now, say, to Manchester and to London. A big opportunity, and we hope that all these corona new changes, this new variant, everything will, please God, not make issues, and it will hopefully not end up being anything deadly or anything difficult, just a bit of concern, and we won't suffer any more lockdowns or any obstacles to be able to travel and get together, because the Ponim, as we said, this year is a big opportunity to really meet in person with people, and thank God I've had the pleasure in Miami, New York, and London last week, this week Manchester. It's very special to be with people in person. It's a whole nother level, and as much as I love doing these weekly Emuna classes, but it's a whole nother level to join you in person, and especially with the Rav, be able to have those meetings in person. We did have a wonderful Toronto session, and we spoke about that in previous classes that was online, so thank God we still have this option. I'm happy to touch base now with the energy of Hanukkah. As I said, it's second day of Hanukkah. There's a lot of light in the world being generated. All the different Lamed Vav Masechtas of the Talmud, the different sections of the Talmud Bavli are in the 36 candles of Hanukkah, and the 36 lights of the hidden Siddiquim and the revealed Siddiquim are in the candles of Hanukkah. There's a lot of Arush and Mashiach, the inner light. We spoke a bit about this in the previous week's class about the light of Hanukkah, and it's important to get the message. And when you look at Shas, for example, you look at these Masechtas, or you look at these righteous people, and you think, how can I ever aspire to reach their level, especially with all the challenges going on right now in 2021, all the uncertainty as we're finishing off this general calendar year and going to the 2022. It's a whole different level of difficulty, not knowing exactly what's going to be, and that opportunity of Hanukkah grounds us with the betochen, with the strengthening of our trust in God, and the light of our soul, the united souls, gives us the ability to remind our beings that we can do it. Yes, we can do it. That is the key phrase of Chanukah that all the Siddiquim talk about. Rav Simon Zilberberg and many other Siddiquim from all the Doris and Tom the Rebbe has been talking about it. I'm sure Rav Arush himself has mentioned, I do recall him mentioning that we need to strengthen ourselves, Chazak Baruch, as someone just wrote on the YouTube live feed, that we have the power within to accomplish everything we need to do. One of the points that was brought up today in a discussion with a very special person in Manchester community, that he said, how can we make the soul level, the level of the neshama, the united souls, the idea of Emuna, how can we bring it out into influencing our emotional well-being, our practical well-being, how to bring more shefa? As we said, Teishanas Panasa B'Shefa, pay base is a opportunity this year, the Jewish year's ability to bring a tremendous new divine abundance into our life. How do we see that coming through the soul level, through our neshama, through Emuna, through all the learning we're doing together? So one of the keys to remember is that Yosef Tzaddik, who this week's Parsha has the power to become strengthened, that we are able to join together and realize that Yosef was the Mishnah Lamelech. He was the one who's Anazar Yosef. He was the one who was able to provide for all the brothers, for all the holy Shvatim, the tribes. He was able to bring a tremendous divine abundance to his family and to the world. That he was able to prevent the barren years, the years of famine that people have talked about, and other Rabbanim, another. He says there's coming some sort of like holdback, some sort of, don't want to say the words, don't want to bring it about and give it any power, but there's going to be some sort of challenge as we're approaching the days of Mashiach, and the light of the world starts to manifest more deeper and deeper elements of what we're here for and our purpose, that we should realize that it's going to be a process, that it's not going to be something which takes away our abundance. And the key is that we know from an inner level that we have everything we need. And this is what I was trying to explain to this person in our area, that Yosef Tzaddik had that light within. So even when he was in the most difficult places, like in Mitzrayim, in the prison, in a position of power, as politically, and being able to influence society and everyone around him, he was in a place of his inner connection, which was his shtabas, which is constant and strong. The idea of a tzaddik, and this is something we can all pray for, bind ourselves to, miskasher ourselves to the tzaddik, that we have within us all the elements of the soul that will give us the ability to bring that abundance into our life, to bring that emotional well-being, to bring the feeling of yeshiva das, of peace of mind, of calmness and clarity. It's all within. It's a matter of connecting on the inner level, the inner journey, through prayer, through meditation, through all the different advice that Rav Arush gives in the Garden of Emuna series, to really reach out to that side of ourselves and to manifest it and bring it into our homes. And that's part of the whole mitzvah of Hadlakas Neris on Chanukah, where we're lighting the Menorah, and we're becoming kilu, like we are, as if a Kohen Gadol ourselves. We're becoming like the high priest and bringing that holiness into every single home. That was the kavanah of Aaron Cohen. That was the intention. He didn't want to just have an opportunity, as he mentioned a few weeks ago, just to bring the presence of the Nesiim and to the Mikdash. He wanted to have the Menorah because he knew that the Menorah would be something which is forever, and not only that, would be the key to bring the Geula, because it would remind everyone that they have this light within, and not only that they have the light within, and they can bring it to their families, to the world. Like tonight we're going to do a big adlaka on the streets of Manchester, and throughout this in Black's Toys doing adlakas all around, and we're posting Rav Arush's lighting outside his home, and please God soon it'll be in Uman Rosh Hashanah, but Uman Chanukah this year he'll be able to bring the light of Rabbi Nachman Sion. You guys are welcome to connect with us there and get your names mentioned. We're going to do a campaign about that coming up soon, and also the campaign of gratitude. To remember, the attitude of gratitude is an awareness. It's from the inner resources that we understand this clarity, that there's so much to be great, to have appreciation for, and to have a more attitude, a mindset, a constant awareness that everything is so much a gift from above. Everything is so appreciated, and with thank you Hashem, with the concept of Rav Arush and the Siddiquim, that we tune into this higher way of thinking that empowers our daily life, that we bring the light of clarity into our homes, into our beings, and that empowers our daily life. So for example, right now I'm on the road, and there's always a few new things that are coming up, and a lot of changes, and and even with people are trying to contact me from Israel and answer, and we're dealing with things. You have to remember that with the higher purpose of we're here for a reason. It's not just whatever. There is a purpose to our being in this world, and together on a daily level we bring impact into our life. One of the purposes of my course, United Souls, and you can sign up for the next session, December the 7th. You join in there, and if the link is not functional yet, it will be soon, but you can definitely reach out, and I'm happy to send you any information about the United Souls course, because the point is that the soul level should impact our daily life to the point where we empower everyone else around us. That's the beauty of Chanukah, that we don't just keep the light within, we share the light outwards with mashpia. This is an idea of becoming more giving. This is a soul level in itself, to be a nosein, to be a mashpia, to be like Hashem Yisborach, in the sense that we are able to give over inspiration, give over light, give over warmth, give over renewal and energy. And that's the kind of vibe we should bring with us. So since we are now in Manchester, and once again we've already had some moments here which remind us of my purpose. For example, I come to the airport, and one of my students from back in the day, right near where I used to live, all the way years ago, I now live again. There was a yeshiva there, and a boy came. He was an at-risk teenager, and I had the merit to spend many nights with him in being mechazik and talking to him and hosting him in my home for Shabbos. And this idea of giving encouragement to another soul has, thank God, has shown its blessing all these years later, many years later, that he comes, picks me up from the airport, and we spend some quality time to connect, and he himself might be the agent to bring Arush to Manchester. So we see how when you invest in people and you give time to people, it's only a growing circle of positivity. It brings more and more light. This idea of Rubri Or, of bringing more and more light, Rubri Maisa, Rubri Shefa, we want to bring an abundance of positivity and energy into our life, especially at Chanukah time where there's so much Rubri Or, we're constantly lighting and adding another candle. Already the second day of Hanukkah, there's an increase in light, and we go to the third and the fourth, and that's the idea of Yosef Asadik. Yosef Asadik is the one who brings the Mosif. He's Mosif ala Ikir. He brings that hashpah of abundance. He brings that divine shefa, that divine awareness, that power, that universal truth, that we have ability to endless blessings in our life. And we should never restrict ourselves to those blessings. We should always build a bigger kli, a bigger vessel of shalom and peace. And Yosef is connected to bris, the kodesh, bris kodesh. This goes together, having a bris kodesh, guarding our bris, being more holy with how we use our body, how we use our eyes, how we speak, to protect all the different parts of our being, and to bring only goodness into the world, to bring love and connection with loyalty and values of ethics. As we spoke once with Joe Rogan, he made an important quote that he said the cool people need to be the ones not in Hollywood, but the ones who are loyal and loving and caring and have values of trust and belief. This is the cool people that everyone should want to connect to. This should be the power of influence that we want to bring down in the world, that it's a shefa, it's an abundance of goodness and soul that has based on values of soul. So since we're heading now to Parshat Kate and Shabbos Chanukah, I want to bless everyone that you should just keep growing with encouragement and inspiration. And we shouldn't allow ourselves to feel like we're on the left foot, that there's something going wrong here. Because remember, we light the menorah on the left side. Remember, we light the menorah with the mezuzah reminding us of Hashem's unification. We light the menorah with the tzitzis. We remind ourselves that we have mitzvahs, that we have so much powers of the soul to bring into our daily life. Because of Mozen, all the other mitzvahs we do every day, Shema Yisrael, all the mitzvahs we can do on a daily level, a little bit of Kavir Sitim of Torah, to Makayim the Kiyam of learning Torah every day, to be Davik to Hashem, to be more like Hashem, to be more godly, all the mitzvahs, and we stand and we light the menorah and we bring that light into the world. So to the darkest places we're going to be doing in a car park tonight in Manchester, and tomorrow night we're going to be doing it in Essex, in a place outside of London. And this idea of lighting the menorah wherever we go, lighting up the world. I was last night in Ben Gurion Airport, and Chabad, thank God to Chabad, they were lighting the menorah in by the shul there, and everyone was coming and dancing. There was music, and they were giving out donuts, and it was a very profound experience for me personally, just to be in a different place. I'm not usually in the airport at that time of Hanukkah, like the time of Lachas Neris. It's a very big, profound Eitzot. I was saying all the tefillahs that I usually say. And Goshana I got to light before I left my house. I already was Makayim in the house. I did the mitzvah already at home because that's really, for me, the best place to light, obviously. And thank God in my home I'm able to also do Pasumei Nisa, which is to advertise the miracle because it shines out through the window into the Rishus Rabbim, into the world. This is the kind of place that we want to impact. We want to impact people around us with positivity and love and joy. Rav Arush is known as the Sarachich, the minister of joy, the minister of smiling. He's someone who's able to bring that joy to the world, and we want to bring that joy to you. That's one of the reasons why the cover photo on the YouTube is the Sarachich himself, Rav Arush. He's bringing light. He is lighting up the world wherever he goes, and that's the kind of energy that we should tune ourselves to. I want to ask you all to check out all our posts. Thank God it's growing our Facebook. We've reached 1 million people this week, and I'm very proud that we were able to do that through Facebook, through advertisements that we pay for, and to be able to post strategically this campaign and all the other content. I have the merit myself to be here weekly, and please God, we'll be back in the studio, Rav Arush, live, so we can ask your questions. Keep sending them our way. Keep in touch. You've got all the information below in the links. Don't feel ever that you have to, not reach out. You always are welcome to reach out, and we'll do our best to fulfill what you're asking for. I just bless everyone that, the Chanukah light should light up the rest of the winter. We're in Tavis now, coming this Shabbos. Shabbos and Baruch was and we're going to be this Shabbos in Rosh Chodesh Tavis. It's a colder time. We're transitioning from the fall to the winter, the full-on winter. The coldest of the winter is approaching. Being in Manchester, you start to feel it a little bit, how cold it is out there. And, snow the other day. Thank God I missed that. But it's a cold place, and we need to warm it up with energy and excitement and realize all our different challenges, our relationships. It's all about bringing the soul more into that, into how we connect. That's why I've got my Relationship Flow podcast, the Unity Flow podcast. I'm going to be doing my United Souls course. I'm bringing to you a lot of content to share with the Emuna is our future journey together to realize that we can manifest this abundance of Emuna now. Yud Sof, bring the Yosef into our life. Most of our life, keep adding more and more light. This is the energy we have, and to remind ourselves, just key phrase, yes we can. We can do it. We have the power within to do everything we need to do. Never feel like you are not able to. You're always able to on some level. Even the Ratzonis, even just wanting, having the Kitsufim, the will. This idea of Kitsufim is when Yosef was Malakit, he brought together all the Kesef, all the money of Mitzrayim, of the exile. He brought together all the Kesef, it's the same letters as Kesufim, all the desires, all the inner desires. Bring it all together and bring it to a higher place. Elevate your life around you, elevate the world around you, and that's the key. With Yehuda coming also in this week to build Goshana. We're going to see next week actually, Parsha V'yigash. The idea of the dreidel has the letters of Gimel, Shin, Nun, Hey. This idea of Goshana, that we have the power to build a place wherever we are that has Torah and Kedusha and holiness. And Yehuda brings out the light of Mashiach ben David. Yosef brings out the light of Mashiach ben Yosef. Together, these two lights, Hanukkah, come together and unite. The two different sheets, the two different approaches, the unity. I was just explaining to someone at a simcha, a wedding anniversary the night before mine. Because remember, I have big mazel tov that I'm 20 years married and they were 29 years married. So I was saying to one of their sons that the idea of Tosfos and Rash and Rambam, a Sfardi posek and a Ashkenazi posek. And what do? We do like the Sfardi posek. And the Sfardi posek passes on the Ashkenazi, and the Ashkenazi posek, the Raman Beis Yosef, switch shitas paskin like the other. So the point is, there's a yichud, a unification between the two different shitas and how we light the menorah. Because the idea of menorah of Chanukah is to bring a unification. So realize on the level of this light of Mashiach, we're all united. All the different ways of serving God, all the different paths have a unification, have an ability to unite, and even go in different paths and even gain from each other different ways, like now with the Malikut Sfarim, Malakit, all the different paths of Judaism. Sitting in Manchester, thank God, it's generally a more literature community, but my person hosting me is a Breslev soul, and there's some blacks of Breslev soul relays. Brody was just here, bringing a lot of Hasidic energy of Emuna and Simcha. The point is, Rav Arush, the Garden of Emuna series, this is the light that's being brought into this place as we're speaking, and I have the pleasure to see it. And same with London, please God, with Chabad and all the work that Chabad does globally. We have to thank Hashem for these amazing organizations and all the different paths helping bring the world to a better place, including our Breslev Israel, Facebook, and all the different platforms we have. Thank God they're all growing thanks to your support. Keep sharing, keep bringing this light global. This is like the light of the menorah. When we're sharing the posts, we're sharing the content, you are lighting up the world. Every time you share another post of ours, another video, another audio, another picture, a saying, a quote, every time you help us, partner with us, emunalive.com, you're bringing out the light of Hanukkah. Just one more point before we sign off for today. I just want to mention we also have last year's amazing emunalive.com Hanukkah series that we put up with Rabbi Arush and all our special guests from our weekly Emuna class. I recommend rewatching those 8 special classes that we created, and we're posting them every night at the time of lighting in Israel. We're posting another night, and each night Rabbi Arush goes through the night. Well, the first night, the second night, with Diana got translated beautifully in English, and then we have a clip from one of our guest appearances of 2020-21. And please God, we'll have another series like this. We'll go over all the classes we've had this year. Haven't been as many because thank God we're able to actually travel in person, but please God, we'll get back into that as well on some level, where we can have our somewhat weekly Emuna class with Rav Arush and with Diane Elgod and Rav Cohen, and translate, and special guests. There's lots of guests who want to come back. Mendy Weinreb and his brothers, the new band called Shtetl, and Yosef Daniel wants to come back, and we have also our friends, previous people. You guys go through the previous list and bring again this in black. There's a long list of people who want to come, and yes, so it looks like it's going to be an amazing rest of Hanukkah. I believe in you. You just have to believe in you. Believe in the soul. Believe in who you are. In essence, a godly being. And you have connection to everything you need through connecting yourself to God, through our Creator. I can't wait to join you again back in the Holy Land next week. Be home, and with the climax of Zos Hanukkah, we'll bring a energy for us to be able to inspire every moment of this year with the flame and the warmth and the unification of Hanukkah 2021, leading us to a beautiful 2022, a year of Mashiach, please God, a year of everything good, everything we need. Amen. Amen. Thank you, and please share this global. Love you. Bye. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it.